Hey guys, welcome to. I get 2 words into my intro and I have no idea what I'm saying. Alright, so let's try that again. I'm not even gonna start it over. I don't even care that much. Anyway, so hey everyone, welcome to episode 11. Yeah, this is 11 of the Ladywing Crafts podcast. My name is Zakia and I'm coming to you from my apartment in Tuscaloosa, Alabama on Saturday, February the 3rd, 2018. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as at Ladywing Designs, and you can feel free to send me a direct message, a private message on either of those platforms. I'm pretty much on Ravelry all the time, and my Instagram messages, I get notifications for those, so feel free to message me that way if that's easier for you. But if you would prefer to email me, you can email me at ladywingdesigns@gmail.com. What's after that? Oh dear. This is what happens. I used to write it down verbatim exactly what I needed to say, and now I don't do that, but I can't remember it. Oh yeah. Duh. So we have a Ravelry group for the podcast. You can find that by going to the Groups tab on Ravelry and searching Ladywing Crafts Podcast. And in that Ravelry group, there's a thread for each episode's show notes. There's also introductions thread, what are you reading thread, kind of a what are you working on thread. And then, oh yeah, and then any giveaways we have, one of which I'll be announcing today. And then knit-alongs that are going on, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So yeah, head over there, join the Ravelry group. Please remember that, well, I don't know if I said this. Darn. Okay, I can't count to 2, guys. I went to 3. We're not gonna, anyway, moving on. So, the accounting major can't count. How great. So yeah, head over to the Ravelry group, come chat with us, introduce yourself to us. Yeah, come chat, let us get to know you. And I think that's everything. Oh, so show notes, like I said, there will be a thread for this episode's show notes in the Ravelry group, but they will also, all the links and everything will be down below, and I'll have a link to the Ravelry group in the description bar as well, so that you can get there. So yeah, now that I've struggled through that, this is what I get for trying to be fancy and knit for you guys while I do my intro. I'm trying, guys. I also just woke up an hour ago, and yeah, I was so groggy, and I was like, I need to do this episode, and I legitimately thought about going to get coffee. It's gonna be a struggle, but we're gonna make it. So yeah, so just kind of some funny background. So I actually recorded episode 11 last week. Literally a week ago on Saturday morning I recorded, and it wasn't a bad episode. And my boyfriend was here when I was recording, so he stayed up here and I went in to my bedroom, and so I used my yarn wall as a background. It was nice, maybe eventually I'll do that again, that way you guys can see. I call it a yarn wall, but I need to finish organizing it still. But anyway, so yeah, I did that last week, and it wasn't a bad episode at all. I didn't have the best week this week, and I didn't feel like looking at it to edit. So yeah, so that's fine. I was supposed to be out of town this weekend. Wait, I was saying all of that to say that I'm re-recording. The other episode is basically never going to be seen. I'm just going to show you guys things that I showed last week. 3 of those whips are now FOs, but whatever. it's not a big deal. I was supposed to go out of town this weekend, and I ended up not going. And so in that recording, I was like, oh, I'll skip next week. But effectively, I skipped last week, and now everything's back on track. Which leads me into saying that this podcast might actually be going bi-weekly. Trying to remind myself every Friday or Saturday, oh, I need to do an episode. It's just a lot of pressure sometimes. So I might just do it based on how I feel. So maybe sometimes you'll get weekly episodes, and maybe sometimes you'll get bi-weekly episodes. I'll try not to hold out more than every 2 weeks though, because then it really stacks up and there's a lot. And honestly, I knit too fast to wait longer than 2 weeks because I'll forget about stuff, or misplace it, which has happened a lot lately. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say for intro stuff. So let's get into some admin. So the first thing, okay, so I just wanted to mention this. I don't know when it will be happening. Soon, but I don't know how soon. Like, soon as in maybe within the next couple of months. Don't know. Not for sure yet. So what I'm talking about is that I really would like to do a live stream on YouTube with you guys. I think that would be super fun. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like there's not an Ask Me Anything or a variation of that like thread in the Ravelry group. And even on other people's podcasts, like when they have like Ask Me Anything sections and they answer questions, I like sometimes I like when they will put them in the description bar what they got questions about or what they answer. Because I don't necessarily like watching those. Sometimes if it's more of like some of my really like all-time favorite podcasts, I'll watch. Like, just because I like seeing them every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, but I don't, yeah, I don't really, like sitting through that, but I feel like you guys might have questions, and so I figured that would be a good way for us to do that. Just do a live stream every once in a while. You guys can ask questions. It can kind of be like a pseudo episode. Pseudo? How are you even supposed to say that? I don't know. I also might not even be using it correctly. Anyway, so it'll kind of be more of a less structured episode, I guess. I'm gonna make Melissa do it with me. Yeah. So that'll be fun. We don't know exactly when that's gonna happen. It won't be for a little while. I've enabled the streaming on the podcast's YouTube account, but I need to like look into it more about how exactly it works and so that it turns out okay. So later down the line, when I can maybe look into that a little more, and when we can work something out between me and Melissa's schedules, I'll probably we'll gather some different dates, and I might put a poll up for you guys in the group. If we can't come up with a few different dates, I'll have to just kind of tell you guys. But I do know that I'm going to leave it on the channel. Like, so it'll probably be an episode or a bonus or something, so you'll be able to go back and watch it. But yeah, so no idea when that's happening yet, but that's going to happen because I really want to do that. I think it'll be nice to kind of chat real time with you guys. So yeah, so I just wanted to mention that, kind of keep that in your head. That's going to happen eventually. What else did I need to talk about? So, okay, so I'm gonna mention these other cows that are make-alongs that I found for you guys first, and then I'll talk about the cow that we're doing, or that I'm doing. I don't know. Anyway, so, the ones that I found this week, or found, heard about, etc. And again, so I'm not gonna link the other make-along thread in the description box. I'm not gonna do that every week. There will be a link to the Ravelry group, and it's one of the like stickied threads at the top of the forum board, so you can find it really easily. But remember to go over there, check out the list, and if you know about one that you don't see on there, please, like, feel free to leave a comment. Let the rest of us know about it, and I'll add it to the list that I already have there. And let me tell you, if you are looking to, like, really get a bang for your buck on these knit-alongs, like, I have three finished objects so far, and yeah, like, when I finished each one, well, one of them I haven't done yet. But, like, I have a couple of finished objects, and literally when I would finish them and I updated my Ravelry pages, I would head over to that thread, to the other make-alongs thread, and I would just skim down the list, like, okay, what does this count for? And I would, like, open new tabs, and yeah. So yeah, there are lots of pictures of a couple of my FOs just floating around the internet now because I've put them in a ton of cows. Yeah, so I'm just saying. Super excited that I think that even if you guys don't use it and you never use it, like, even if you never look at that thread, like, I don't even care. I'm gonna keep it up for me because it's so helpful. I love it because I always want to participate in knit-alongs, and then I never remember to actually go and post pictures and things. So I'll forget about them altogether. So it's really nice, and I'm glad I put the, like, deadline up there. It's just so helpful. So anyway, so there's that. But yeah, so the ones that I'm gonna mention this week are the Michelle Wongalong, which just started. Um, it started in February, basically. So yeah, so Michelle Wongalong, which is being hosted by Katie of Inside Number 23. The Blankin Sock Blank Cow, which is being co-hosted by Liz of the Just One In podcast and Sal and Al of the Wool Slayers podcast. Both podcasts of which I totally recommend. I saw Liz's post on Instagram about the cow, and then like, that she was co-hosting, and then I went and opened YouTube tabs for both of the podcasts, and I love them. Yeah, so just a bit of a recommendation. Also, things that I don't usually do, podcast recommendations. I just feel like there's so many that, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so the next one is the Year of the Socks knit-along, which is a pretty chill knit-along being hosted by this is so bad that I'm blanking. I see her, like, every week on the VKN, and I can't think of her name. Oh, dear. Laura? If I'm wrong, I'll correct it on the screen. I'm kicking myself right now. This is so funny. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's Laura of the Crocheting Oh my gosh, Crocheting Hoovian podcast. I can talk, guys. Yeah. So that one. It's a pretty chill cal too. As long as you finish a pair of socks during 2018, they count. Like, it could have been started 10 years ago, but if you, like, finish that pair, like, you can post it. So go check that out. And then, what's the last one? Oh, the Break the Rules Cal, which I think is only during the month of February. I could be wrong, but I think it's just during the month of February. And that's being hosted by Ellie of the Skander Knits podcast. So, yeah, go check those out. Again, link to the Ravelry group is in the description box. And then when you click on that, you can find the other make-alongs thread. And that leads me into talking about the knit-along that I am hosting, which, funnily enough, I did put on the list of other make-alongs. I was like, well, I might as well just put this one here, right? Anyway, whatever. It's on there, and it makes me smile and laugh and whatever. So anyway, so I am hosting the Spring Garment Knit-along, and that's lasting from now. It started back in January, but I'll just say now, up until April the 30th. So and all the details, I'm not going to say all the details now, but all of the details are in the thread, and I will leave a direct link to the chatter thread below. But yeah, so it started on January the 14th, so that's the date to use to kind of know whether you were at 50% or less. If you hadn't done more than 50% as of January 14th, you can still use it for the knit along. Yeah, but go over there, chat with us, again, let us know what you're working on, what your yarn choices are. Yeah, just come chat with us, let us know what you're working on, that type of thing. And again, all of the details are in the thread. I'm not going to go into all of those right now because I didn't write them down and I will forget something. So, what else did I want to say about that? Oh, so, yeah, I think I mentioned earlier, already can't remember, but I think I did say earlier when I was talking about the Ravelry group, just please, I ask that if you are posting in the chatter or the FO thread whenever that gets posted later down the line, if you are posting in those threads, please make sure that you're a member of the Ravelry group. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to mention about that. Oh yeah, so just another thing. Yeah, make sure you're a member of the Ravelry group. Even if you're just posting in the chatter thread, because I will be drawing prizes from both threads. There will be one prize drawn from each. So yeah, even if you don't finish, that's okay. Just come over and chat in the chatter thread. Be a cheerleader, for other people. Let us, see your progress every once in a while. Yeah, because the more posts you have, the better chance you have at winning. That being said, don't spam, don't spam the threads or anything. But yeah, feel free to come over there and talk with us, see what other people are working on, that type of thing. Oh, that's the other thing I actually wanted to mention. On Instagram, remember that you can use the hashtag SpringGarmentKAL. And I'll pop that along the screen so you can see it. There have already been a decent amount of people using it, and I love seeing the stuff that you guys are making. Feel free to straight up mention me in the post. I don't care. I'll probably see it faster because I don't actually check the hashtag all that often. I kind of forget about it sometimes. So yeah, if you mention me in the post, I'll probably see it a little faster. So that's all the admin stuff that I wanted to talk about. It took 20 minutes almost. Sorry. Yeah, this is what happened. I didn't really feel like, I don't know, last week's episode didn't really go up, and I was kind of off then too, so I feel like it has actually been 2 weeks since I podcasted, for real, because I wasn't on my couch last week. Maybe that's why I feel weird. I wasn't on the couch last week. Anyway, so, the tag is showing, that bothers me. Alright, so let's get into FOs. I'm gonna try to do as little as possible to, have to cut out. You guys have no idea how annoying it is for me to have to cut a ton of stuff out. I don't know why. I just have zero patience for it now. FOs. Okay, let's start with this one because, yeah, I know you guys have been staring at it the whole time, and I know you want to see it. But also, if you follow me on Instagram, I put up a kind of pic last night of me and Melissa wearing our cardigans. Yeah, anyway, so, this is my, first entry, because, yeah, anyway, not even going there. So this is my first entry for, my spring garment knit along that I just talked about. If I could just get my life situated right now, that'd be great. So, this is my Rosemont cardigan, and it's looking a little funky. Neither Melissa, neither Melissa nor I. That sounds right. Anyway, can't do English right now. So, the only thing that I blocked, and I will, okay, let's do this. I'm going to tell you about it and about the yarn, and then I'm going to tell you about other stuff first, because I just remember I have a decent amount of pictures that I want to put in. So, anyway, so I just held it up. Yeah, this is my Rosemont. It's just a plain stockinette cardigan with a ton of ribbing and this beautiful, like, collared neck ribbing band thing. It goes around the whole shawl, so I'm not really sure if it's considered a collar or a neckband. Don't know these technical terms. I guess it would just be like a band of ribbing. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop stream of consciousness thinking. That's why the episode is so long already. Yeah, so it's done. Oh my gosh, I love it. The sleeves fit absolutely perfectly, and I love the body so much. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I cannot tell you enough how much I love this. So, let me grab this. So, sorry for the crinkling. This is how much yarn I had left over. So I didn't touch these 3 skeins, and then this 4th skein, um, I think I only used, I don't know, don't make me lie to you. I think I only used like 9 grams or something. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to do math in my head and I couldn't do it. So yeah, I only used 9 grams off of this off of this ball right here. You can see it doesn't have a tag. But yeah. So I still have a decent bit of yarn left over, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do with it in a second. So this is the color. It's Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the Delft Heather colorway. Yeah, worsted weight. They came in 50-gram balls, and I love it. Yeah. You guys still cannot see, like, the beautiful purple that's on this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I'm not gonna insert the picture that I'm about to mention, but if you go on Instagram, it's on there. I posted, yeah, last week I posted a picture of me working on my cardigan, and I had to take it with the flash on, and guys, go look at that picture. Maybe I will pop it in. I don't know. But, oh my gosh, it's so pretty because you can actually see the purple. Like in real life, when you look at this yarn, you can see the purple immediately. Like, it's so pretty, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, I was gonna wear it today. I'm not sure if this is coming out the right color, but this is actually purple, and no, I did not knit it. Actually, my mom gave me this store-bought, like, forever ago, but yeah, I was gonna wear it over this because it's purple, and the purple, wearing purple under it looks really good because of the purple tones in this, but I was comfortable, so I didn't. What did I want to say about this? So yeah, that's the yarn that I use. Sorry, yarn's flying everywhere already. And I used a size 6 needle for the body and the arms, and all of the ribbing was done in a size 4. So that's a 4mm and 3.5mm respectively. Yeah, I really like it. It fits great, guys. Okay, so I don't know if I will have popped these pictures in or not. Probably not, but I will pop a picture in of me wearing it. Melissa and I had pictures already because I used it for a January class in the House Cup. And those pictures were fine, but they weren't the best. So Melissa and I took nice pictures last night at the coffee shop. And you guys will have seen those already. I'll put them in. Okay, so let's talk about kind of what I did, because I have more pictures to talk about with that. So so the first thing that I remember taking a picture for, so when I was picking up along, because you do this band last, so when I was picking up, I'll show you the right side, along here, along these sides, I was really picky. I wanted it to be even number of stitches all the way across. So, oh, also to mention something that happened before that, I'm trying to remember all the stuff because I didn't write it down. But I lengthened the body by 2 inches. I was supposed to work until I got to 13 inches. And you're supposed to go until you have less than 3 inches less than the total length you want. I didn't really know exactly what total length I wanted, but I knit to the 13 inches that I was supposed to for that size, and then I went and I tried it on, and I just kind of used my fingers, and I was like, okay, this is about 3 inches, and I'm pretty sure I was wrong. I can't. Anyway, so oh guys, I cracked myself up. Anyway, so I was like, okay, that's about 3 inches, and I just kind of like held it, like at the bottom of where the 13 inches was then, and I just kind of like, eyeballed it, and I was like, that's nice, but it could be a little bit longer. So I only added 2 inches to mine, so I knit until there were 15 inches of the body, and you measure from the underarm. So I worked until there were 15 inches, and then I did the 3 inches of rib, and you will have seen in the pictures, like, it comes right under my butt, and it's great. I love it. So definitely glad that I did that modification. But anyway, so back to what I was originally saying. When I went to pick up on the side, I really wanted it to be perfect. I did a little math and added the stitches in that I would need since I lengthened it, because she gives like the number that you need to pick up on the side, but I did a little bit of math to figure out how many more stitches I needed to add, and so yeah. And I'll pop in a picture, when I went to do that, I needed it to be like really even, so I pinned out the side of the shawl, and then I measured across and said, okay, that is, I think it was like 30, it was about 30 and a half inches. And so then I said, okay, well, what's half of that? And I took a marker and I marked it at the half. Like, I left the tape measure down, and I took a little stitch marker and I marked it. And then I said, okay, what's half of that? And I marked it so that it was split into quarters. And I did the same thing on the other side. That was so helpful. Yeah, I asked Melissa about it beforehand, and she was like, oh, I just, like, folded it over. And I was like, no. Like, I need it to be, like, really good. I didn't want to, like, mess it up, if I shifted or something and then it was in the wrong spot. Like, I really wanted it as even as possible. And it still might not be, but whatever. And so then after so you'll have seen that picture, and after I did that, I didn't pin out the other side too. What I did, I'll just show you. So, so, I had my markers laid out, and then I just started at the end and I put them together, and then I just like held them like this, and when I came, I had my markers ready, and when I came, like, there was a marker on here, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pin the other one right there, because they were, they were the same length, and so I just did that, and I went down and marked them in the same exact spot, and that helped a ton. You don't have to do it on the top, because you pick up the exact amount of stitches that you cast on, and so it's super easy because you have that cast on edge. But yeah, so there's the back again. Yeah, I just love it. And then the last picture of this that I needed to put in, I'll pop in now. So when I blocked it, I did not block the whole thing. I didn't even soak it. Like, this is basically how it turned out. The only thing that I did, as you'll see in the picture, I laid it out like this, and I didn't stretch it. I just went by like where the stockinette ended on the sides, and I just made sure that that bottom part was kind of straight for that. And then, like I said, I didn't stretch this ribbing or anything. Like, I didn't overstretch it. And then I just took some water, and so I pinned out the edges. You can see, like, it's pretty straight. Like, usually ribbing, will sink in some, it'll pull in. And I didn't like that. I knew that I wouldn't. So I pinned out just this part here, I like unfurled that last stitch that curls over, and yeah, and I made sure that it looked nice, and then I just took water and I just sprinkled it on this section and like made sure that it was wet enough that it would block well. And I did the same thing on the other side. This one apparently didn't turn out quite as well, but whatever. So yeah, that's the only blocking that I did. Whenever it does like get a wash, obviously I'll lay it out then. And I've already said when I lay it out, it's going to have to, like I'm going to crease this because it keeps like unrolling, and then it makes the shoulders and the arms sit really funny. So yeah, whenever it gets a wash, I'll block it accordingly so that that sits better. But yeah, so that's my finished Rosemont, which will continue being decoration. Okay, so I've wasted like 31 minutes, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so the next finished object is my my sister's shawl, Mystery Knit Along. I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying, how have you not been spoiled at this point if you're knitting along? I don't know what to say, but just in case, I will pop along the bottom a time for you to skip to when I'm done showing it if you don't want to see it. Again, I don't know how you haven't seen it, because I feel like it's been everywhere. A lot of people have participated in the knit along, and especially if you watch their podcast, unless I guess you skip those spoiler sections too, I don't know. But anyway, just in case, I will have put a time up there. Yeah, oops, I totally almost put it in the screen. Anyway, so this is the My Sister Shawl MCAL that was hosted by the sisters of Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters. They have a podcast on YouTube. I talk about them all the time. Just go watch them already. Yeah, so I finally finished this. Are you ready? I'm showing it. Just a heads up, the ends haven't been woven in, and it's not technically finished because it's not blocked. But apparently we're allowed to put unblocked photo, like if they're finished but not blocked, we can put them in the thread. I just haven't felt like blocking. I need to like clean up and clear out floor space so I can block, and I just haven't done it yet, so might not get done before the time that I need to post. Anyway, here's the shawl. So yeah, I say that, you know, you can tell it's super wonky. This is supposed to be a very, like, straight rectangle. It just hasn't been blocked yet. It'll look fine after. But, yeah, so here's the end over here. I don't know which end it is, so I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was the first one we did or the second one we did. But yeah, I love that it's symmetrical, and I love the color. I'm super excited to block this because I really want to wear it. I want to wear it so bad. So I'm glad that it's finally done. I still have my other set that I got. So this yarn is from Midnight Cravings. And old viewers, you'll remember that I got 2 kits for this. So I don't know if I'm going to use the second one to make another one, or if I'm just going to use that yarn like for something else. And honestly, I might just use it for something else. It's pretty yarn, and I wear those colors a lot. It's like blue and purple, and then the speckle has the blue and purples in it. So, like, I know I'll use it for something else. It's just kind of sitting right now. Perfect project hasn't hit me yet, and I'm not really in the mood to make another one of these just yet, so we'll see. But yeah, these colors are from Midnight Cravings in her cinema set that she did for the knit along. This yellow is Harvest. This beautiful sparkly colorway, there you go, you can kind of see the sparkles on there. It's a beautiful sparkle colorway with the blue and hints of the yellow in there, and that is Cinema. And this beautiful, beautiful teal blue is Curtain Call. Yeah, so Oh my goodness, I love it. Sorry, I have a bag sitting down here and it has Velcro on it and it keeps getting stuck on like my yarn and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, here's the shawl. I love it so much. I'm really glad that I decided to use this one because I specifically bought this kit because of the yellow, and hindsight, again, I'm really glad that I made the yellow color one. Because, you know, it was the main reason why I bought the kit, and it's my favorite color, and I just wanted it to be the showcase. So I'm really glad with the color order that I chose. And I love that it's symmetrical. I totally guessed that it would be symmetrical. Yeah. So, good job. I waited until the end to make a prediction, and I was right. Woohoo. Um, but yeah, I love it. It was a lot of fun to knit along with them and everyone else. So, I probably will not show this again. Like, I'm showing it now as a finished object because the next time it'll probably get shown is whenever I'm wearing it. Like, I'm not going to show it as an FO again whenever it's done blocking. So, that's that. What did I want to say? Oh, I used a size 3, a US size 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter. I think they called for a 7. I think so, yeah. I'm a really loose knitter, so which, you know, I'm used to it by now. Okay, yeah, so if you skipped for the spoiler, I'm done now. So, next FO, I'm going to try to move it along here. Next FO are my pumpkin socks, and I will pop in a picture. There are going to be a lot of pictures in this episode. I will pop in a picture of what they look like on my feet, because the ribbing and the cables open up a lot better, and you can actually see the pumpkins. Yeah, so hopefully I will have already popped that picture in, but here they are. Wow, that's blowing out a lot. So this is the true color. But yeah, so here are the pumpkins and the little twist along the side. I love it. I was super glad to be done with these socks though. My next FO, I knit. It's another pair of socks, and I knit them in 3 days. Oh, the ones that I was working on earlier. I'll talk about it. But anyway, so yeah, I finished these last night, and my hands were killing me. Yeah. I need more garments to work on. Other thing, like I need to just work on stuff with bigger needles right now because I've been knitting a lot of socks in the last couple days, and yeah, the ends aren't woven in. But I'm probably gonna do those later today. Yeah. I tucked them in on my photos. I kind of cheated, but they'll get woven in. I just didn't. It was like 1 in the morning last night, or maybe even 2 when I finished these socks. So I was not. I just didn't feel like trying to weave in those 2 ends. I was that lazy. But yeah, so those are done. This is the rest of the yarn that I have. I think I used 64 grams. Yeah, 64. So, yeah, I still have a good bit of yarn left. This is Cascade Heritage in the pumpkin colorway. Yeah, love it. So those got done, and I had to finish those because, oh dear, alright, sitting on the needles. I had to finish those because I needed my other ChowGoo needle. So this is kind of a bit of retail therapy, but I'm not going to talk about it later. So if you remember a while ago, Melissa gave me the 2 needle tip sizes for the mini twist from ChowGoo. I remember I ordered 2 cables for socks. So I had the second cable already, but I only had 1 set of the 1.5 millimeter tips. So yeah, and they were here last week, so they've been here for a couple weeks now, but I ordered another set of tips, mostly so that I could work on vanilla socks, because I'm not really liking my Addies anymore, which makes sense to me because I've always loved ChowGoos, but yeah, I'm not really liking my Addie Turbos anymore. I prefer these. So, like, immensely prefer these. So, I ordered another set of tips so that I could have one for my owl socks and one for just, like, my plain vanilla socks or whatever. Yeah, so I had to finish the pumpkin socks because I needed that needle. So what I did, obviously I don't, oh my gosh, focus. I'm going to pop in a picture. It's not, I don't think I have a picture of the completed tube when I finished it, but I have one where you can tell that I was just knitting a long tube. So I will have popped that in already. I just started a ball of Felici. This is some Felici that Melissa gave me a while ago. So, and here's the other skein she gave me. I only used one skein. But this is Knit Picks Felici in the Sunset colorway. It's totally up my alley. Right up my alley. Is that the right phrase? Anyway, so I started knitting these on Tuesday during the VKN, and I just, yeah, I just knit a ton. Like, I needed that vanilla project, apparently, and I was just really loving the colors, and the stripes were making me knit faster. And so then I was like, you know, I don't really feel like stopping. Plus, I knew that I was going to at least do an afterthought heel because it's self-striping, and I like to do that. So I was just like, hey, I should just knit a tube. And so I did. So this is actually the one that I started with. So I started down here, did my toe, and then I just knit. Yeah, and then I just knit forever, and then I kept knitting, and then when I got down here, I did decreases for the toe, and I Kitchenered the end of the toe, and then I flipped it over into the back. I flipped the tube over to what I deemed the back side, the heel side. And then I measured, like I usually do on my afterthought socks. I measured from the toe up to where 7 inches was, because that's what I use for my afterthoughts. And so I measured out 7 inches from the toe on both of them, and then I figured out like how much was left in the middle. Not necessarily how much. I actually counted the stripes, and it ended up, luckily there was an odd number, and so there was one that was the middle, and you can tell that it was the yellow stripe. This is an orange, but there's that bit of yellow up there. Yeah, and so then I marked the stitches for the row that I wanted to cut there for where I would insert my cuff. And I think that I have pictures of all of this stuff in here, like a good bit. I'm not going to try to search for them. I will pop them in as I go. There's a lot of pictures this episode, but yeah, I will pop them in, like, hopefully as I've been talking about them. So yeah, so then I did the heel, oh gosh, so then I did the heels first, and I am just using, for both the heels and the cuffs, this is just a red mini from Super Crafty Girl, and this is her Holly colorway. No, this is Jolly. Oh yeah, that tag was wrong, that's why I'm confused. This is the, oh yeah, forgot that happened. Yeah, this is the Jolly colorway. Holly is green. This is the Jolly colorway that she put out during Christmas. But yeah, so I did the heels first on both of them. I did those last night, and then so I have a picture of when I put the needles in, because usually on afterthought, you know, you put one tip on the row below and the other tip on the row above, and then, you know, you knit in the round for your toe. And this was different picking up for the cuff because you have to pick up on the back, or I picked up from the front first, and then you have to like whip around and pick up on the back so that you have all of the stitches in the round. So that was pretty interesting because I'd never done that before. Like, it's the same general thing. Make sure that you have all your stitches on the needle, and then like that row in between, you know, you do the row below, the round below, and the round above from where you want to cut, and then, you know, you snip and you pick out the ends just like you would on a heel or a toe that you're doing afterthought. So same technique, it was just a little bit different because I hadn't done it for cuffs before, but I totally can see myself doing this again. with self-striping. I love this. It was a lot easier for me to just knit a tube and then worry about everything else later. Yeah, so this is what I just started this when I was talking to you guys earlier, like right before I started. Yeah, so I'm just doing the cuff on this first one, and then I'll switch over and do it on that one. Again, I'm probably not going to show these when these are done. I'm showing them to you now. It's a red heel, and this heel color is what's on the cuff. So you guys don't really need to see that anymore. Yeah, so that's all of the FOs, and it's been 45 minutes. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not cutting anything out. So, yeah, you're just going to get a super long episode, but it's going to be okay because I also skipped 2 weeks, so I have, like, this is pretty accurate. I do have a lot to show you guys. Okay, so let's do whips next. Let's move on to whips. So, sorry, I'm still trying to wake up a little bit, and it's been an hour. So, the first one that I'm going to talk about is being held in my Nested Designs eyeglass bag. And this is my Walking with Elephants cowl. So I actually haven't worked on this in the past week, but since you guys saw it a couple weeks ago, yes, since you guys saw it the last time on the last podcast, I've made progress, so I'm still going to show it to you. Yeah, so this is what it's looking like. I'm just gonna suck it up and show you some bad elephants. Last week I like turned it all around and tried to show you, you know, good ones. I didn't really completely figure out my color work until I'd gotten to the top of these elephants, so the bottom and kind of the middle are still really janky. Oh my gosh, I just lost stitches. So, 2 seconds while I recover. I was like, why did the stitch marker drop off if I had stitches past that? Well, I'm on metal needles, and I need to remember that they're kind of slippery. Anyway, so, yeah. So this is what it's looking like so far. I'm just on, like, the legs, feet, or whatever you want to call them, of the big elephants that are in the middle section. So I'm super excited. It goes super quickly. Pretty much both times that I sat down to work on this, I would get really into it, and then I would finish a section. So yeah, this was just 2 sittings. And this was a couple weeks ago. It could have been done, but I just haven't worked on it. Yeah, so this was 2 sittings. I did these 2 sections. And then in the third one, I kind of started this, but I didn't really feel like working on it that much, so I stopped. And the yarns that I'm using are from Rita Mae Yarns and her Sweet Pea Sock Base, which is 75/25 Superwash Merino Nylon. This is the Elephant colorway and the Crimson colorway, and these are just so soft. I love them. Yeah, so I have more of her yarn, and I'm definitely going to be getting more eventually because I love it. So, that's that. Last time I showed it to you, I didn't put a stitch marker on this one, but last time I showed it to you guys, I had done the ribbing and then like a couple stockinette rows after, so there's a good bit of progress for you on that. And during the last episode, I put in a little clip talking about the giveaway that I was going to do for the pattern. I decided to, oh, it's right here. I decided to give away 2 copies of this pattern to support the wildlife trust, I think it's called. It's a specific wildlife trust that the pattern designer is donating to help out because elephants are an endangered species. And wait, are they endangered or are they just headed there? I don't remember. But yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing animals, and they shouldn't be killed and brought back anywhere as trophies. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to support that, so I did a little giveaway in the Ravelry group, and I locked it last week, so I left it open all week. I didn't put it on Instagram or anything. I wanted it to be specifically for the people that actually watch the podcast. Yeah, so I didn't talk about it anywhere except for there, and like, yeah. Like, that's it. So, I locked the thread last week because in the recording, I actually, like, announced the winners and everything. So I didn't open it back up because I had already chosen. Yeah, and I'm going to announce those same two now. So, we had 6 entries in the thread. And so anyway, the first, whatever I was going to say, I can't remember. But the first winner that random number generator chose was post number 2, which is Miss Hartel, Maggie. And I think last week I read what the people had, like, said in the thread to the question that I asked, but I'm not going to do that this week because it's already long enough. Yeah, so congratulations, Maggie. And the second winner was post number 7, and I'm going to spell this Ravelry name because I still don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, I don't know. Kuianai. And that is Robin. So thank both of you for posting in there. Yeah, I will get these sent out to you within the week. Yeah, comment on the episode thread, like on the episode show notes thread, or DM me just letting me know that you've seen it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, so yeah, just somehow let me know that you have watched the episode and you know that you're a winner, and I'll get it sent out to you. I don't want to spoil it. If it's been like a week or something and you guys haven't said anything, I'll probably just send them to you. But yeah. So that was that. That was the giveaway that I wanted to announce. And okay, moving right along. So for Quidditch, I was going to just use some Karen Simply Soft in black to knit a top-down hat. You had, anyway, it was like the second match of Quidditch. We're on match 3, but anyway. The last match, you were supposed to do a new to you technique or one that you hadn't done in over a year. And I was going to do a new to me technique, and I was going to do a top-down hat. You might be saying to yourself, that looks like a kid's hat. Yeah. I was making this for my boyfriend because he needs a hat. Because it's been kind of chilly, and I let him try it on when I was somewhere, I don't know, and I measured on his head, and I was like, okay, I need, about 1.5 inches more of stockinette, and then I can do ribbing, or no, I think I said I was like 1.5 inches away, and so I just did 1.5 inches of ribbing. It must have popped back, like he must not have been holding it down on his head like he should have been, because it's way too short. Like, this is not a man-size hat, guys. So, like, circumference it is, but length it's totally not. It's so short. And it was really funny because, yeah, like, I hadn't been paying attention. I was trying to measure, and so he wasn't pulling it down all the way, so it didn't end up fitting. So I bound off, but the bind off is gonna get ripped out. I need him to try it on, and, like, actually have it pulled down this time, and then I'm gonna measure how much, like, I'm gonna really get him to hold it down this time so that I can measure how much more I need to add lengthwise to where he wants it to be. And then I'm going to, so then I'll take it off, lay it out, and I'll measure what this length is, add whatever I need to do, so that'll give me a total length. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna, like, pick up stitches somewhere in this stockinette, and I'll rip back and keep knitting. But I need to know a total length, because I'm going to knit this pattern again, in this red that I have, because those are the two colors he wears the most often, are red and black. So I'm gonna make him another hat in red. Oh, hindsight, I can use that for a class. I just remembered that. Anyway, still in planning phase. It's only the 3rd day of February. Anyway, so yeah, finished, but not really finished. It's gonna get ripped back out. And I just used my Clover Takumi interchangeable sets, and this is a US 7 or a 4.5 millimeter needle. I think the ball band recommends an 8, so I just went down to a 7. Okay. Oh, I didn't say, this is the Scant Hat pattern by Lee Meredith, and it's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. Next, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update about my Advent socks, because now it's been a longer time since you've seen them. So, I think the last time I showed them to you all, I had just barely kind of like added on. Okay, what is up with me right now and like dropping stitches, guys? Oh my gosh, no. You know when this happened? I was knitting yesterday when I went to class, and I apparently started a new row. Like, I started a new round, and then I think we got up to leave for class, or I had to move or something, and I didn't think to slip those back. So just 1 second. This is my own fault. I'm causing my own stress. Anyway, so, yeah. So anyway, the last time that you guys saw them, they were where the stitch marker is. So I have knit enough that I have finally started my gusset increases, which you can see on the back. And I've just barely started. I still have 20 stitches to increase, 10 on each side. So yeah, slowly but surely those are happening. I think that I'm actually, like, I've been saying this for 2 weeks now, but I think I really am just going to keep these in my car. And I can knit them on the bus to and from class or whatever. Yeah, so that's happening. Those are on US 000 1.5 millimeter Addy Sock Turbos. No, Addy Sock Rockets Turbos. You can get Sock Rockets or you can get Sock Rockets Turbos, and I like the turbos. But anyway, yeah. I think that I haven't been working on this pair of socks, on that sock. I just need to finish that sock. But I think I haven't been working on it because it's on my Addies, and I prefer my Chowgoos. Also, just like sidebar, I've been watching too much Cozy Up, haven't I? But yeah, so sidebar, I watched their newest episode last night, and they like were freaking out. They were just like, oh my gosh, like, cause Sarah finally tried the Chowgoo needles for socks, and they're all like having this moment, and they're just like, oh my gosh, yes, these are the most amazing needles. I'm never going back. Like, I want a set. And I'm like, yeah, welcome. Welcome to the world of Chowgoo. It's a great place to be. But yeah, so yeah, those are that. Eventually they'll get finished. I'm making myself, I thought that I was going to switch them to a set of Chowgoos, but I'm not. I'm going to make myself finish them on those Addies. I don't know why I'm doing that, but that's what's going to happen. What's next? Oh, so this is a project that you guys haven't seen yet. So back when I had a crap ton of whips, I one night wasn't happy with them. And so I started another sweater. Now I have this yarn because I was supposed to knit someone else's sweater, and yeah, it's just to the point now where, like, I know it's not going to happen because that yarn has been sitting there forever. So this is going to be kind of weird to show. I'm trying to get it kind of lined up the way that it's supposed to be. That's good enough. So this is the May. It's bottom up, clearly. But this is the May sweater by Andrea Mowry, and I love it. I love it so far. I love that it had a ton of short rows, and it's in worsted weight, so, you know, those short rows actually make like a really big difference, and I love that. It's super oversized, and it's going to be awesome. So the yarn that I'm using is just Red Heart Super Saver, 100% acrylic. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I can't do that, you know, like acrylic, plastic, blah, blah, blah. And yes, like, I can definitely tell the difference, but also, I want to be able to just throw this in the washer and dryer and move on. Oh god, I almost got myself. So, yeah. I'm super excited about this. I haven't worked on it. I maybe did like a couple rounds in the last week, but I like it so far. That's the cafe latte colorway as well. But yeah, I don't know what size needles I'm using. My project page will be linked below. All the details are there. So there's that. You guys haven't seen that yet, and like I said, I mean, I haven't really done too much. I still have about 12 inches to knit before I like do anything different. So I'm just knitting in body pattern right now. And so the last thing that I want to show you guys, I literally started last night. So when I finished the pumpkin socks and then I split my Felici socks, I didn't feel like starting the cuff last night. I just wanted to work on something else. So for match 3 of Quidditch, yeah, that scant hat totally did not get done in time. I fell asleep. Anyway, it's fine. Like, I don't care. I'll get over it. But, so for match 3, you either slim down or bulk up. Kind of like a fitness kind of thing. So slim down, you craft with fingering weight or thinner yarn. Bulk up, you craft with chunky or thicker weight yarn. So I had, it's over there. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it because I'm not gonna remember to take a picture of this. Alright, so super sorry if that was like awkward with my body on the screen. Again, not cutting it out. So, I, way long ago, had started an Azelle pullover. I'm finding these things everywhere. Yeah, so I'd started an Azelle pullover. Truthfully, don't know which one is the front or the back. But yeah, so I'd done an entire side, and then had, like, passed, I didn't even realize that I was this far, guys, but I had passed the opening for the neck, and was going back down the other side already, and okay, when I was making this in the first place, I knew that I probably wasn't going to wear it in Alabama. Like, okay, this winter, it actually would have been nice. But, like, overall, you know, this is not something you're going to wear in Alabama. But, like, I knew that I could take it home and wear it in Tennessee, and that would be fine. So, it's in super bulky, and I'm just using Line Brand Hometown USA. It's a super bulky yarn. And this is the Napa Valley Point colorway. It's this beautiful wine burgundy. It's my color, basically. Yeah, so as you can see, like, it is supposed to be oversized, but as you can see, that is super huge. Yeah, like, when I was working on it and I was holding it up to myself, I was like, no, I should have done, like, the size down, because it would have been a few less stitches. But also just holding it up like this, like, it doesn't even have a complete back. And just holding it up like this, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. I would hate wearing this. Like, it would just weigh me down. So, yeah, like, it's not really my style anymore. It's not really what I want, to make. And it's been in this bag for forever because I thought that I was going to finish it, and it's not gonna get done. It's not what I want to make anymore. It's not my style. It's too big anyway. The good thing is this was before I discovered, like, fancy magic knots and stuff, so I still have my ends, and they're just knotted, so I can undo those and use it for something else. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, so this is the Azelle pullover, and I'm ripping it out, basically. And as I'm ripping it out, it will be repurposed. What's the correct word anymore? So it's gonna be used for this loom knit. I'm gonna loom knit myself an infinity cowl or an infinity scarf, a cowl basically. So this is the second size loom that I have. I don't remember who did the set. It's just one that I got. I got it at Hobby Lobby, actually. And they still sell them to this day. I don't remember who it's by, and the little hook doesn't have anything on it. But yeah, so anyway, so I'm just gonna loom it and knit and knit and knit around and around and around a super bulky weight cowl. And so I'm basically just going to do a long tube, and then when I get done, I'm going to sew, I will manually just sew the ends together. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. So that's happening. Like, I've just barely started. I did the setup round and then maybe one more last night. I didn't do much, because after that I was just tired and I went to bed. But yeah, so I've got this, which I think was a full skein that I had just like wrapped the yarn back around, excuse me. And then I have these two that haven't been opened. And then there's that one that you saw that was attached to it, and I think there are 3 other skeins like that were knit into it. So I'll have more than enough yarn. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a long tube. Yeah, and then I'll sew the ends together. That way it can just be a big bulky cowl around my neck. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so that's it for whips, and we're an hour in, guys. So the good thing is I know that I'm not gonna cut any of this. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. That means that I don't have to fiddle with much. I just have to make sure the pictures are in. You guys don't care. Anyway. Okay, so I thought that I wasn't going to have any Cravin It, but I do have a couple things to talk about. So, I'm kind of the smallest. So, another one of the little Harry Potter challenge things. Usually it's a headmistress challenge, but this term they're doing a deputy headmistress challenge instead. So, the DHMC, instead of HMC. But anyway, so I can't remember exactly what the prompt is. I just remember what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to knit a bookmark. It's just going to be stockinette, and I'm going to do the same edging that I do on my Cozy Memory blanket squares, so that it has a nice edge. So it won't curl over, because I'm just going to do stockinette in the middle. So that'll keep it from like curling and everything, and it'll have a nice neat edge. So yeah, I'm just going to make a bookmark, and I figured since I have so much of this, it was appropriate that I do like a Harry Potter themed bookmark. It's one of my favorite book series, so it fits. So yeah, I'm going to use that. It's just going to be, literally, it's just going to be a stockinette bookmark. I don't even know what size needle I'm going to use yet. I'll figure it out, then. Yeah, I really don't know. And actually, I just had this needle. It was, like, bothering me, and now I can't find it. I think it was, like, a 2.5. No, I think this is the 2.75. Yeah. So this is my 2.75 Knitter's Pride Dreams. I think that I'm going to use the 2.5 instead. But yeah, it's just going to be a stockinette bookmark. Next. Oh, this. Okay, so I signed up for another test knit. Couldn't stop myself. It was a shawl. So, no, I haven't started the cowl. I'm going to start that later today, actually. Yeah, I have a few things to start today. So anyway, so I signed up for another test knit. It is the Shoot for Stars. It's either Shooting for Stars or Shoot for Stars. I'm not sure exactly which. But it's the Shoot for Stars test knit, which is a pattern by Krityum Handmade. Yeah, and so I'm going to start that. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend. It might have to wait until like the middle of next week. I'm not sure yet. But remember these that I keep trying to use for things and then they never happen. So I got these forever ago. But I'm going to use these. It's a fingering weight shawl. You just need 2 colors, and I'm going to use Wild Happy Color in her bedazzled silver base. This is Northern Lights, and you can see that beautiful sparkle. This is an 84% superwash merino, 16% silver stellina, and you can totally tell that there's more stellina in there. And then this other one is her Nurture base, and this is an 80-10-10 merino, superwash merino cashmere nylon. And this is the Happy colorway. And lo and behold, you still cannot see the beautiful lime greens on there. You just can't see it. Sorry. But yeah, so I think this is going to be perfect. This is going to be my main color, and this will be the contrast color, because there's like this big lace section at the end in the contrast color, and I think it'll be really pretty to have this sparkly yarn. So yeah, that's going to happen. I'm really excited about that. And then, so this last one will kind of bleed over into retail therapy. So there's another shawl that I've really been dying to make. And I needed to order another skein of yarn so that, because I needed 2 colors and I hadn't gotten the second color. So, I am going to eventually, I have some plans. I need to finish other things first, but eventually I will be making the Les Moelleux shawl, aka the squishy. I just like saying the French name. But anyway, so that's a entirely brioche shawl pattern by Mina of Knitting Expat Designs and the Knitting Expat podcast. So I had this color, which is the full skein that I got in my Bay Street Yarns holiday kit. So there's her little tag. And yeah, it's this just like beautiful colorway. I love it. I'm super excited. And I knew that I wanted this to be the forefront, which is pretty funny because this is not necessarily what I'm drawn to for like shawls and garments and things, but I really like it. It's a bright pop, and that's totally me. I love vibrancy. So I thought that, and this is where the retail therapy comes in, so I thought that the Folsome colorway from Lolo Did It would be a beautiful background color to use with this, because I really wanted the blue to pop. Yeah, so it's just like a super dark charcoal gray. Yeah, like it's one of her tonals, and yeah, like that's really all I can say about it. But here they are together, and yeah, really excited to start this. But like I said, I've got some plans. I need to wait for a while. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is not retail therapy. I was supposed to show this and I forgot. So because I finished my pumpkin socks, those were the first pair for my owl socks. Again, for the house cup. So another Cravin It. This is the Koi colorway from Stranded Dye Works. I'm going to be casting on my next pair of socks with that. So that's not retail therapy, but it's Cravin It. I forgot to show it. Yeah, so anyway, Les Moelleux will be happening soon. So, when we ordered, because I was like, I really just need to get this, and Melissa had a color that she wanted. I think it's the whatever it is colorway. It's one of her newer colorways. Anyway, so she was like, well, when you order that skein, can you get me this? And I was like, sure. So when I went to order, I don't even think that I was about to order right then. I just wanted her to tell me the name of the colorway again, so that when I did, I would know what it was. Well, she went on Instagram. I don't know why she did this. She went to Instagram to try to find the name of the colorway. Like on Lauren's Lolo Did It page, and she ran across the post that Lauren made about Hippo for Mardi Gras. I don't know why she did that. And then she screenshots it and sends it to me and says, look at this. So then I ended up ordering 4 skeins. It's fine, like she paid me back. But oh dear. Yeah. Not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. I really was just going to get this skein and that skein for her. But I love this. It's this really pretty, like, pale gray base. And it just has these different colors for Mardi Gras. And I love it. So I'm going to make socks out of this. And, oh, so this is on her everyday sock base, which is 75-25. and there's the colorway name, Folsom. Yeah, so this I wanted to try a new base, and so I got the plush sock base, and this is 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and 10% tencel. So, and it's super soft. So it's on her yarn bases page. She says that it's basically an alternative for people that may not necessarily be able to afford the MCN base, which costs like $6 more. So I'm totally fine with this. Like, it's still super soft. It feels really nice, and the colors are still beautiful. So yeah, I'll pay $6 less. But you know, some people just want the cashmere, and eventually I'll splurge, but that wasn't the day. So that's the Lolo Did It that I got. And I'm having to look over here because I actually have a decent amount of retail therapy and I can't remember it all. So, great. Now I've lost something, guys. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Maybe I'll find it. Oh, I found it. Never mind, it was buried. So, back in October, I signed up and paid for a swapless swap in the Sock Yarn Swappers group. Oh my goodness, on Ravelry, which I've talked about before. And I signed up for a swapless swap of some Felici yarns, Knit Picks Felici. And yeah, they finally got here a couple weeks ago, and I literally was like, okay, I know who this is from because, like, I know her name. Because I had just actually paid for another set of minis she's doing. But anyway, so I was like, well, there's no way that they could have gotten here within, like, 5 days. Like, what is this? She sent these out during the pay date, the pay deadline for this wasn't until December the 15th. So she sent these out on January the 15th, or, like, somewhere around there. So, yeah, it had just been so long because I signed up during October and I didn't remember. But yeah, so there's 10 different 10-gram minis of Felici, and right there is all the colorways. Yeah, so, excuse me. But, yeah, I can't necessarily pick all. Some of them I can pick out, some of them I can't, but I don't even care. It doesn't matter to me. So there's that. And then, okay, so everything else is stuff that I got from beautiful Melissa because she loves me so much. Like, literally everything else is Melissa's stuff. I'm going to take those out so I don't. Okay, so this thing, so these she didn't actually, like, give me. So remember this Felici I showed you earlier. These two skeins actually were mine, but I only used one for my socks. So I'm going to use this to knit her a pair of shorties, which will be, I don't know if they'll be started today. Maybe, maybe not. But then I had also mentioned to her, I knit faster than she does, let's face it. And, yeah, so I was like, well, I've been, you know, kind of wanting to knit more socks. Like, garments and socks is just where I am right now. So I was like, if you want to hand me some of your self-striping stuff to knit, you know, into socks for you, because she has a lot of self-striping yarn. And she was saying before anyway that she might just give me some of it. So I was like, well, if I can help and, like, knit you some socks, you know, that's fine. Like, I get the pleasure of working with different yarns and knitting socks, and she will have socks, you know, when I'm done. So, this is one of the things she gave me. It's Lime Brand Sock Ease, which I didn't even know they sold. What? Anyway, yeah, so it's 100 grams, it's 438 yards, like, it's 75-25, wool and nylon, so, yeah, like, straight up sock yarn, guys. But it's this beautiful colorway. It's the toffee colorway. Toffee. And, yeah, so I'm going to make her socks out of this. And then she was like, yeah, whenever you finish, whatever you have left, just make yourself socks. Well, you don't have to pull my arm, because this is my color scheme. It's super fall, and I love it. So, yay! And then she also brought, she's just going to bring them a little bit at a time. because I'm actually going to alternate between, so like I just did Felici for me, so I'm gonna do her Felici socks next, and then I'll go back and I'm gonna pick a skein from my sock cube, do a pair for me, and then I'll, you know, choose one of these, do a pair for her. Anyway, so she also brought this Rock and String Creations. I don't know what the colorway is. Yeah, don't know. But anyway, so it's this beautiful, just like pastel-y colorway. And I think it's really pretty. Yeah, so those will be happening like later down the pipeline. But you know, they're gonna be happening. So I'm just keeping all of hers in this bag that she brought them in so that I don't use them for anything else. So those aren't necessarily like retail therapy for me. Those are more about knitting Melissa her socks. And then she she gave me, I think she had two balls of this. And so she gave me one. This is Knit Picks Felici Worsted in the Treehouse colorway. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, and it's same Felici soft, and yeah, I like the colors. So, I'll probably just make like house socks or something like that. And then she had been talking about bringing me this for a while, but neither of us could ever remember. So I don't actually know what this is. I forgot to ask the actual name of it. Oops. We just call it the owl yarn because it reminds us of owls. And so, yeah, she gave me this. I actually don't know how much it is, but it's definitely enough for me to knit socks for myself. So that'll be happening. And then, so I had these last week. I'm trying to make sure that yeah, okay. So I actually had these last week. She ordered pom-poms for us to have on our hats. And, yeah, I think she sent me the link or whatever. I'll put that in the show notes. But I'm trying to find the little thing. There's this little, like, elastic ring that they have on here. And they have buttons. I keep forgetting to ask her, but she didn't give me any of the buttons. She just gave me pom-poms. But they apparently have buttons where you can sew the button onto the hat. And then you can pop this on if you want a pom-pom, take it off if you don't. And so it's made to be really versatile. And so, yeah, I have 3 colors of those. Super excited. And, okay, so the last couple things that she got me, yeah, as you can notice, like, everything that I'm really working on hasn't necessarily been in project bags. Yeah. But anyway, so, see, she also, we've been waiting for these for a while. So, we got new enamel pins and Pickle Rick. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna see if I can make that the thumbnail for this week. I hope that YouTube picks that. Anyway, I don't like doing custom thumbnails and everything, so maybe. Anyway, if not, enjoy that. But yeah, so now I have 4 pins, and it's really funny because all of these Melissa has given me, except for this one, I got from Lavender Loon, which I think is just hilarious. So, yeah, that's happening. The pin collection is building, and then she also got, yeah, this is the last thing. So then she also got me, this little coochie kopi. And I think it's supposed to be a stitch marker. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it yet. But, oh my goodness. So this is a Bob's Burgers reference if you don't get it. But yeah, I love this. It's so cute. It's so cute. I completely forgot that she asked me about this, and like she got one for herself too. I completely forgot that she ordered these. But yeah, I love it. Oh my goodness. So yeah. Oh, and it has like a flat bottom, so oh, I can stand up on its own, but I'd be too afraid of like knocking it over and not seeing it, not remembering it was somewhere. So I don't know. But anyway, that is everything. Yeah, that's everything, guys. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to mention, I don't think. Wow. So, I just want you guys to know that apparently I was pushing things around and stuck my needle, like, through the little seams right here on the couch. Anyway, so yeah. On that note, I'm going to sign off. So until next week or the week after, whenever I see you guys again, yeah, have a great couple of weeks and stay crafty. Bye, guys.